Hey y'all, welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be talking about composting. Yes, believe it or not, California did make it illegal to not compost this year. So if you are a resident or even a business in California, you have to do this. So stick around and we'll walk you through easy steps to get started. So yes, California did pass the law, State Senate Bill 1383, which requires all businesses and residences to start composting this year to help reduce waste. Whether you agree with that or not, it's here, so we have to do it. So how do we get started in composting? Well, you have a couple of options. You can either build a compost thing out of like wooden structure above ground. Make sure you have plenty of ventilation, but it requires a lot of tools, wood, and know-how how to do it. You can make a compost pit like we tried, but it doesn't really work. Or you can get one of these black plastic composters from Amazon that are about 80 bucks. Link is below in the description, which work perfect and are great for people just starting out. They're super easy to use and kind of easy to put together. These are really great because they are made of black, so they heat up on the inside. They have a door that opens really easily, so that way you can access and put food waste inside of here. So now that you have a composter, how do you even compost? Well, to start composting, you really only need two sets of items or two classes of items. You're gonna need your brown items or your dry items and your green or your wet items. To get started, for green items, you can use very simple stuff from your kitchen. Be peelings from vegetables, things you didn't finish from dinner vegetables, that kind of stuff from your kitchen table. You can even put stuff from your refrigerator that's started to go bad or is going bad. You can even put in things like coffee grounds and unbleached coffee filters. Just toss them in. One thing that we found that's really helpful and really helps encourage us to compost on a daily basis instead of just when we remember it is having a compost bin or a crock in our kitchen. We've linked one below in the description that's really nice. It's plastic, it's antimicrobial, it's perfect to keep inside the house, and it seals so things aren't gonna smell. So that way, when you have shavings or carrot shavings or any sort of food that you wanna compost, you can just easily put it into that crock and then take it out here every day or two or whatever when you take out your trash. Now on the other side, you got your brown items. These things are like leaves, pine needles, stuff that is dry. We don't have very many trees here yet, so we bring some in from our in-laws. The only thing to know about brown items is just to avoid twigs really or anything big from a tree. And that's because they will take a lot longer to compost and you really don't want to deal with that. Then once you get your brown and your green ingredients, just go ahead and open up your composter and you're gonna put them inside here in layers. So a layer of green stuff and then a layer of brown stuff to layer it all together. With this composter, it makes it really easy because all you gotta do is open it to one side because it's got two compartments, put your compost items in, close it, and then every time you're out here, you'll give it a spin every 2 to 3 days. All that the spinning does is make sure that you mix up your brown and your green ingredients. Now let's talk about things that you should avoid in your composter. First one is gonna be eggshells, and that's just because unfortunately they don't degrade as fast as you want them to, and that's a lot of these items I'm gonna list right now. And the second, this is controversial, is gonna be wood ash. Now, if you have a long time to compost your stuff, then sure, go ahead. But if you don't and you're planning to use this compost in a couple months, do not put wood ash inside here. The reason is because it takes a long time to compost and you want to avoid putting raw wood ash into your garden if it's in your compost because it'll really affect the soil and could stunt your plant growth if not kill it. The third thing you want to avoid is onions and garlic, and that's simply because they'll actually repel earthworms, which can help kind of speed the process along with composting. And last but not least, things to avoid in your composter is going to be meats, fats, and cooked foods. And that's just because they're gonna go rancid before they actually start composting, and you don't want that inside of your composter. Hey guys, I wanted to take a moment and talk about Audible. They've been a huge part of our farm and our channel recently especially. And they actually have a very special offer for you guys. If you sign up for their Premium Plus membership, you'll get 1 month free with them. So in that first month, you get a free audiobook that you get to keep whether you cancel the subscription or not. Check the link below in the description. It's audibletrial.com/LaceyFamilyFarm. And that's pretty much it. So you're gonna come out here every couple of days and spin this thing or composter, or if you don't have one of these black ones, just turn it over. And after about 8 to 10 weeks, if things go right, you should have some really nice looking compost. Key things to remember about compost, especially if you're inside here, 2 big things is smell. it shouldn't smell like anything. It really shouldn't. So if it's starting to smell weird, you're probably too wet. And that leads into the second tip to remember, is that you want to make sure it's a good mix between wet and dry items in here. If you open this up while you're checking it and it smells or it looks like wet and like dripping almost, go ahead and add some more dry stuff in there, some leaves, pine needles, that kind of stuff. And in the same respect, if you open this up and it's dry and it doesn't look like anything is happening, you may need to put some more green or wet items in there. The other thing that you can do to help get your compost started quicker and easier is with a compost starter. It's got nice bacteria and microbes inside of there that can help speed up the process and get things moving a lot faster. And it's fairly inexpensive, about 10 bucks or so. There's a link below for that in the description as well if you guys want to try that, but really that's only if you need to get it going really fast. I also wanted to just ask you guys, if you guys like this content, please consider clicking the subscribe button below and turning on the bell notification so you get notified when all of our content does come out each and every Friday. Also, make sure to put in the comments below if you guys have tried composting and had any success with it, because we haven't yet, but I'm sure this time it'll be a great success.